Nelson Russell, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Awesome. My name is Mike Pope, and I'm the clinic manager. By the way, how was it like getting here?
It wasn't too bad. Again, traffic was good. Looked it up ahead of time. Made sure I was here early so I wouldn't miss this interview. Again, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
So no difficulties finding us today?
Not at all.
Awesome. Would you like a drink, by the way?
Sure. Thank you.
There you go.
Thanks.
So having read your folder of application, I know that you are attending York University for Business Administration, from which you'll graduate next year.
Yep.
And you also worked at Chuck E. Cheese for 2 years.
Correct.
I just would like to know which position you are applying for, first of all.
I saw it on the Toronto Star that there was a job opening for administrative assistant, so I thought I'd apply for that since I'm in business administration myself.
Mm-hmm. So what is your availability for this position, and when can you start working?
Availability for this position, I can work anytime from open to close. When is this effective? I can start, as a matter of fact, I can start anytime you need me to.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell me why you applied for this job specifically?
Why I applied for the administrative assistant position is because I am in school for business administration. So I thought that perhaps trying to get experience here at the Pan Am Games will kind of better prepare me for my future practices. I thought that it would be great to try and, try to work with things in the grand scale things rather than working in a small business to kind of like push my experiences to the limit.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions about your work at Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
Can you tell me about a time where you were faced with a stressful situation and how you handled it?
Stressful situation. It was about a couple of years ago, mid-afternoon. We noticed that specifically two kids from two different groups, they were arguing with each other. So what I did in that situation is I called one of my coworkers and another one of my coworkers, one of them to help me just get control of things, separate the kids, while the other to prevent further troubles, while the other one was trying to look around at the different tables to try to find the parents to try to let them calm the kids down themselves, just to prevent anything from happening, anyone from getting hurt, just to calm everything down.
Okay. Can you also provide an example of a problem you had with a coworker and how you resolved it?
Problem I had with a coworker, it was probably a couple weeks before that day. Yeah. One of my coworkers, I noticed that he was just sitting around, not really doing what he was supposed to do. So I went up to him, I spoke to him. I thought that perhaps he had like a misunderstanding with the manager or the task list that's provided to us every shift. So I kind of just went up to him, just reminded him that these are the things that need to be done for today. And if they don't get completed, it's not only going to affect you negatively, it's going to affect everyone in the company. So I reminded him that he needs to do his part of the job to benefit the entire company as a whole.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to ask you some questions of how you react in certain situations on the job.
Okay.
So one of the duties of this position, as you know, is to give directions to support people to ensure that the clinic is clean, well stocked, and that the RMTs have everything they need.
Okay.
What would you do if the work of one of the team members was not up to expectations?
In that particular situation, I'd kind of do something similar to what I did in the Chuck E. Cheese. So again, I'd approach that coworker specifically and tell him that there are things that need to be done and they're given to us to do on this date to benefit the company on this particular date. If he doesn't contribute to his part of the share, it's going to, again, be a detriment to the company. And again, it's not going to just look bad on him, it's going to look bad on everybody as a whole because nothing got equally distributed and nothing got done when it was expected to be done. Just kind of remind him again, I just want to set things forward in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. So one of the duties of this position is to work alongside the manager to order office supplies as well as supplies for the RMTs as well as the washroom and change room. So that includes things like tables, linen, soaps, lotions.
Okay.
List of steps you would take to make these decisions regarding these things while on the job.
The steps I take in particular for those is, again, just to take a look at these different things, see whether or not anything needs to be reordered, restocked kind of thing. I just want to make sure that all my decisions are provide a positive impact to the company, make sure everyone benefits as a whole, ensure that everything is up to date, safely and effectively. And I just want to make sure that again, none of my decisions are become a detriment to the company. Overall, just try to keep everything intact, right direction, work forward, and let everyone work in a safe environment.
Okay, thank you for coming in, Austin Russell Pebbles.
Thank you, Mike.
I would just like to let you know
Okay.
that we have a couple more candidates coming in for job interviews.
Okay.
So we'll pass this information to the general manager, who will ultimately make the decision if you get the job or not.
Okay.
So he will give you a phone call in a week's time.
In about a week's time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any questions at all?
No. Everything seems to be okay.
Awesome. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you too. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks for coming.